Well, hello everybody. I want to talk about the Alberta Constitutional Conventions Act. I wrote it, it's complete. I want to go through a number of things that are released for the first time in Canadian history. And just so everybody knows, I had constitutional experts, bar none, top in the world today, go over this for me, graciously giving me their time. So not all that I put in there was correct. There were some minor corrections that had to be made. There's a lot in there that a lot of people have never even looked at. To have people of that caliber say, you know more about the Canadian Constitution than I do, or you're of my caliber here, that's a huge pat on the back. I'm not a lawyer. I definitely didn't go to law school, and I'm definitely not a doctorate of any kind of law. I don't even have a bar. So that for me was a real uplifting email back, as I got critiques on what I had written, and there was only one, and that goes back to 1982, Section 41 on legislative power of amendment, and the use I use of Section 92(1) that was repealed. And folks, basically that gave Lieutenant Governor of provinces privy to set constitutions, and nobody could challenge them. But 41 says yes they can, and yes, legislatures can. But there's an argument basically of crown-loving lawyers, bar holders in Canada. Of course, they would have the crown for themselves. They would dominate all of you. So I went into the UN, and I went to the Charter. I went through international binding laws ratified by the glorious allies of World War II, all of them, or as in UK's situation, they didn't vote no, but they abstained. Now that's not a veto, and that's not a no. The incredible thing, folks, is Canada said yes. They said yes. They signed, sealed, certified the law of decolonization. They want to break away from UK, but not without stealing the crown for themselves. What's never been released in any publication in Canadian history is the fact that I found, and in all my works in completing this task, is that Quebec, Ontario have two distinct executive power constitutions. Did you know that the government of Ontario and the government of Quebec, when they were Upper and Lower Canada, wrote the provincial executive constitution of lieutenant governor? That's right. Fundamentally, the Constitution, only codification of Ontario and Quebec, is that of the extreme supreme power of one lieutenant governor. Did you know, folks, that every single other province, all 8 of them, have the exact same constitutional acts creating them, solidifying the executive power of lieutenant governor as constitution? Folks, that's not constitution. These were legislative acts entering the provinces into the Union and sneaking in an autocratic, fully dictatorial crown power of lieutenant governor. Not by accident. It was to forever and a day replace any idea of constitutionalism, of you the people, any meaningful, real constitution codifying your powers, and instead, in its place, codifying lieutenant governor to basically take over all of it from Section 92 all the way to 143 would never be available to any of you. Your premiers could legislate, your legislatures could legislate for themselves, not for you. The lieutenant governor would decide. But fundamentally, everything changed in 1952. King George VI entered decolonization. It was cemented in law in 1960. Canada signed on because they didn't want the majesty of the crown to take any powers away from our government, provincial, federal. But they utilized all those crown powers for themselves, saying, we don't want a king from UK. We want to be the kings. We want to be the queens. We want all that power for ourselves, even though it's illegal in this world since absolutely 1960. Canada bound it. The Allies bound it. It is international binding law. So folks, this is for Francois Legault. This is for Paul St. Pierre Plamondon. And there's another who is extreme left who wants nothing to do with me. As, folks, I hate to break it to you, Danielle Smith and her Alberta constitutional experts wouldn't even read my act. As soon as they saw the challenge to Lieutenant Governor, the Crown power, it was nope, get lost. Same with Quebec's MNAs from the extreme left party, PS. Folks, this extreme left, this extreme right, they say they believe in your freedoms, they believe in equality, but yet they want the supreme power for themselves and you all to be their subjects or savage Indians. I encourage everyone, go through the act point by point. I highlighted all the new things that have never, ever once in the entirety of Canada highlighted for the provinces and territories for the first time in Canadian history. Still a little tired, but I think another night of sleep tonight and I'm going to be just fine. People, get it shared out. This is epic, monumental, and we're going to see who does what with it. Do you really think any of the crown-loving, crown-sworn politicians, appointments, and first class are ever going to want to willingly give up their power? The answer is I doubt it. I think the answer is no. I think if any party in Canada is going to do it, it will likely be the PQ and maybe possibly the Separatist Party. We're going to hit them and...
Sorry to disturb you, sir.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see some young kids playing with some toy guns walking by here?
No, I didn't.
No?
Not that I would have known. I'm just shooting a Facebook Live, officer. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay, but...
You're famous.
Oh, thank you. Okay, bye. Sorry, folks. Police. Rough neighborhood here where I'm working. So, anyhow, share. Get it out there. Get it heard. Get it out there. It's huge. It's important. It's monumental. It's credible. Verifiable. Touched on, gone over by some serious world-class experts. Way highly more credible than myself. And they gave her the rubber stamp. So you know what? We will see what the government's going to do with it. They can't have it both ways. It's a constitutional crisis. Thanks, folks. Share. Enjoy your day. It's a big one. Bye now.